Hello everyone, happy February. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marlee Pinchak.
And I'm Sara-Rae Wisniewski. The season is full of love and we've got Valentine's Day coming up. And of course, for all you Bachelor fans out there, Peter's season is getting pretty intense.
It really is. And as dedicated fans of the show, Sarah and I each created our own drafts of which women we think will continue to get roses over the next few weeks and who will ultimately steal Peter's heart at the end. So this was so much fun to make. You know, we are so into it. It's our guilty pleasure.
Yes.
How are you thinking of the season so far?
It's pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I see the other side where I feel like half of these girls, well, not as much now, but in the beginning, I would be like, who's that? They just don't show so much of it. They're so focused on that drama.
Exactly.
But it's been pretty intense.
Yeah, and the one question I have, so you know how ever since Corinne came on the show with Nick
Right.
Vile's season, so then we had Demi to kind of like take her place a little bit, and I was trying to find who's going to be the next Corinne, Demi. Do we have one of those girls this season?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. They're all just very emotional. Like no
Yes,
one's
very
really
emotional.
like crazy or, you know.
Yeah. There's no like Hannah B on Colton's season.
No.
You know, I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, we are so excited to, you know, keep on looking forward to who's going to be the winner. I'm excited. So
Yes.
we have our producer, Maddie. She's going to pull up our draft picks.
This is my draft we have here.
Yes.
So I don't see him bringing Natasha to Final Four. As we were talking about before the show, I don't think they've ever kissed. I don't think we've ever seen it.
I've never seen them kiss or hug. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe hug like a couple times, but I've never seen them kiss.
I feel like she kind of slides under the radar a little bit.
Yeah.
So for that reason alone, I just don't see her making it. I know your draft was similar in that case.
Yes. Yeah, mine's the same way. He, you know, always brings up how he loves the mysteriousness about her and everything, but it's never that, you know, I need to see her or I need to make time to, you know, see her or anything like that. So I don't think that she's going to go through. I really
No.
don't.
I also have on my draft, I don't have Kelsey going through. I feel like she's too much. She's so emotional. And at first I didn't think he was really seeing into that, but after this last week of 5 hours long of The Bachelor, it's just really coming through, and I think he's kind of sensing that she's not it.
Yeah. Kelsey, I go back and forth with her because, you know, she went to his house, you know, alone, no group date or anything or no solo date. She just, you know, left the girls and went over his house. And their conversation just seemed authentic to me.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like he kind of has a soft spot for Kelsey.
He definitely does.
Oh.
But then you look back at last week, you know, Sydney, Victoria, I didn't see either of them going home. I
No.
didn't picture it at all because he had such great one-on-ones with them in the past, and he did seem to have a genuine connection, and then it's like, what's going on?
Yes, we're being blindsided left and right. Like, oh my goodness, no, I did not expect Victoria to go home at all. I thought she was going to stay a couple more rounds.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. But I think for that reason, because, you know, kind of earlier in the season, I thought that Kelsey would go home, but now that she's, you know, she keeps staying. That's my take on it. That's why I think she's going to move more forward.
Right. Let's skip right to final three now.
Yes.
Who do you think?
Okay, so for me, it's Maddie, Hannah Ann, and Victoria?
Yes, Victoria.
Victoria. That is me. Definitely, okay, from the get-go, Hannah Ann got the first impression rose. She knocks him off his feet at every group date. She always has something in her back pocket to swoon him. Maddie, she got that first date, and that was, you can't forget it. She went to Peter's, what was it?
His parents' vow renewal?
Yes, his parents' vow renewal.
Yes.
And it was just so significant and
Right.
so big.
I feel like that's the most memorable date for sure.
For sure. So, I don't know. Ever since then, you can just see it. Like sometimes there's, no other explanation. You can just see it,
Right.
But who do you think is going to come out on top? Because me and you both think that Hannah Ann and Madison are going to be neck and neck.
I really think Hannah Ann's going to pull through. I go back and forth. I either think it's going to be her, or I can see why Madison would win. But if she does, I think Hannah Ann would be the next Bachelorette.
I think Hannah Ann is a little too immature. And that is literally just me. That's my take on it. I feel like she has that, I don't know, maybe kind of shadiness about her.
This is true.
A little bit. But who knows? Maybe that's how the editing portrayed it.
Right. We don't know.
But I don't know. I feel like something just seems a bit off and a bit too staged. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's a bit too staged with her.
Yes. The only other reason that I'm really thinking it's her, I don't know if you did you see her golfing Instagram picture, that whole conspiracy?
No.
Basically, she posted a picture to her Instagram a little bit ago that has her golfing, and in the background, it's cut off. You can barely see it. It's a picture of her golf bag, and then Peter has a picture, same golf bag.
Shut up. Oh my gosh.
Fishy to me. So
see, it's those little things. I take that to heart, and I put it in the back of my mind.
So could just be a coincidence, but keeping that in the back of my mind. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Oh, it's just getting so it's getting so intense.
Yes.
And I don't know. I feel like Peter is just really trying to follow in the footsteps of Hannah, following his heart. And, because he keeps saying, I'm human, because
same
he
story
has
as
made
Hannah.
mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just think that, well, did you see that other conspiracy? I forget who did the interview with her, but they were like, we think that Hannah Brown ends up coming on to, the proposal day, and he ends up choosing her.
Wouldn't that be something?
And she's just been hiding the ring the entire time.
I could kind of see that.
Yeah, I mean, she came on the first couple episodes.
Right.
With all the girls.
He definitely still has feelings for her,
Definitely.
too. It's very obvious.
I definitely think so. Well, we have to go to a really quick break, but stay tuned. When we come back, our EOP reporters have everything that you need to know about Fashion Week coming up, and of course, all the entertainment highlights during the big game last Sunday.
Alright, go. Go to our new website, uview.plainpark.edu. Go, 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 go!
Join UView and find your herd!
Join EOP.
And 3, 2,
Join EOP.
I was just saying, grab them now, or else I can.
Yeah.
Join on point with politics.
3, 2, 1.
Join Pioneer Sideline.
Loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Welcome back to EOP. Fashion Week is just around the corner, and Brisa has the details.
It's finally February, and that calls for the first Women's Fashion Week of 2020. New York, a Fashion Week Big Four, has officially started to showcase their talent today. New York's Fashion Week takes place from February 6th to February 14th. Some fashion designers from the lineup include Tom Ford, Carolina Herrera, Marc Jacobs, Vera Wang, and many more. Fenty will also be hosting a party Friday night for Rihanna's latest collection. In London, Fashion Week will take place from February 14th to February 18th. Main headliners for London include Victoria Beckham, Burberry, Erdem, and Simone Rocha. Milan follows beginning February 18th to February 24th. Top headliners include Gucci, Versace, Fendi, and Prada. Finally, the last city of the Big Four, Paris. Paris Fashion Week will start February 24th and end on March 4th. Greatly known designers headlining Paris will be Saint Laurent, Off-White, Hermes, and Dior. We are in for a ride during this year's Fashion Week. In the past, Fashion Week fall shows consisted of spring looks, while the spring shows consisted of fall apparel. Many designers will now be featuring to-the-season attire as well, so that consumers can conveniently buy what's in season right away. To keep up with the Big Four, Fashion Week cities Vogue will actually be holding Instagram stories throughout all the events. In Pittsburgh, there are not secured Fashion Week dates yet, but events will be happening all throughout February until April. This Saturday, Style and Glam will actually be holding a runway and social media model casting from 11 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. at the Carnegie Library, the East Liberty branch. People can pre-register for this casting on www.styleandglamfashionweek.com and can buy tickets for upcoming Fashion Week events in Pittsburgh on Eventbrite. Don't miss out on all the fashion fun.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am obsessed with Fashion Week.
Yes.
Like, I just love looking at all of the clothing that I'll never be able to afford.
Right.
Oh, never. But it's just, like, fun to imagine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, exactly. I love watching all the models strut their stuff, and like you said, just if I had $1 billion, what I would do with it, I would wear that and that. But it's so just fabulous. The whole production.
Right, but it's nice to at least get inspiration from the fashion show. So even though you can't afford that direct piece, you can go thrift something or maybe get something similar, because stores like Forever 21 and stuff, they usually tend to get inspiration from them and get cheaper styles for it. So.
I agree. And I love the aspect that they're going to be having Instagram stories of the whole event, because that's super easy to just look up, so you're not reading and going through a whole article. You can just see it quick on your phone, and that's something I know I'll be doing for sure.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Up next, our reporter Olivia Bagone has the entertainment highlights of last week's Super Bowl commercials and the incredible halftime show.
This past Sunday, the big game took place, and it was definitely one you did not want to miss. Not only was the game intense, but the performances had their big moments. The first performance was done by Demi Lovato singing the national anthem, and she absolutely killed it. The halftime performance included Shakira, J-Lo, Bad Bunny, and J Balvin. Not only was their singing incredible, but they had awesome dance moves as well. Both the Chiefs and the 49ers played throughout the game and kept the score going back and forth. The final score was so close, but the Chiefs ended up winning 31-20. The commercials during the game this year were pretty good as well. CNN even listed the best and the worst commercials during the game. According to CNN, the best commercials were Genesis with Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, the Amazon Alexa with Ellen DeGeneres, the Doritos commercial with Sam Elliott, Lil Nas X, and Billy Ray Cyrus, the Quicken Loans one with Jason Momoa, and Microsoft with Katie Sowers. Katie Sowers is also the first woman to coach in the NFL championship game. According to CNN, the worst commercials were the Planters with Baby Peanut, Avocados from Mexico with Molly Ringwald, Michelob Ultra with Jimmy Fallon and John Cena, and the Snickers commercial. Commercials during the big game are always a hit or miss, but I think the ads this year were better than last year.
Oh my gosh, the commercials are always my favorite part. That Alexa commercial with Ellen DeGeneres and her wife Portia literally cracked me up. Oh my gosh.
I think that one was my favorite for sure,
Yes.
especially when they said something about journalists and fake news. I was like,
I was
ow!
like, oh, it's fake news anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
I took a hurt to that.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it was so funny how they just went back years and years and decades. It was
Yes.
it was so funny.
That was really fun.
I was actually shocked because I loved that one. But then two of my other favorites didn't even make it on either of the lists. Did you see the one with Post Malone?
Yes, I did
was
see that.
shocked. I liked that one. I thought it was funny. And then the other one that was like a really big topic was the Tom Brady one. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Because it was like his Instagram picture.
Yes.
So he's obviously not retiring.
Yes.
He is not. Well, that halftime show
Oh,
was
it's tough.
unbelievable. J-Lo's daughter.
Yes, that was
I didn't even know
amazing.
she could sing. Oh my gosh, she killed it up there. And it was just the whole thing. The, performances, Shakira on the drums, the costume changes. It was amazing.
Right. I really enjoyed watching it. But I also wanted to bring up, too, did you guys see a lot of controversy surrounding it? A lot of people saying it was inappropriate what they're wearing. But I think
I
it's
did see
a
that.
very big double standard. A lot
Yeah.
of people were saying, too, considering, last year when you have Adam Levine shirtless, like no one's talking about that. But then suddenly when it's two women who are
Exactly.
even more covered up, it's like more of an issue. But I think that's really frustrating for them, especially since they're working so hard dancing up there.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would like to see any of these people try.
Exactly. And no, there were just so many comments saying, keep this PG. It's supposed to be a family performance and, just tearing these women down.
Right. But they definitely won't let that stop them.
No,
because
no.
They were killing it
Yes,
up there.
exactly.
They really
They
did.
are promoting diversity, both
yes.
Latina, and it's just, they need to keep doing them, not let any of this negativity bring them down. Before we wrap up, Demi Lovato's performance
She was amazing.
so
like,
amazing.
I've always loved her, but
Yeah.
that just even was like amazing so far. Like that and her was it the Grammys that
The
just happened?
Grammys, yeah.
Both of those performances were by far her best ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just, oh my God, so tear-jerking, and just her live performances. The last time we talked about her Grammy performance, we were just talking about how she's gotten so much better performing live. And this national anthem was just such, it was such an amazing performance on her part. Yes. Well, thanks, Olivia. With the Oscars quickly approaching, our film forecasters have their intuitive predictions of what the winners will be.
What's one word to describe CAB?
Welcoming.
Community.
Creative.
Experiences.
Family.
Openness.
Pineapple.
The Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization that consists of 7 different committees. Each focuses on event planning, marketing, and administrative activities. Join us in organizing the juiciest events on campus, from late-night bingo to festive dances to our team bonding meetings. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Point Park Cap, or like us on Facebook at Campus Activities Board at Point Park University.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Krupp alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States.
Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
2-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night.
I'm Evan Laurent, and welcome back to Film Forecasters, EOP's film debate segment. I told you we'd be back. With the 92nd Academy Awards this upcoming weekend, it feels only necessary to debate the best films and performances of the year. Now, I'm not going to break down everything, because we'd be here all night, but I picked some of the best categories to do so. But first, let's meet our panel. I'm joined by Dan Compton, Blake Bashero, and Lindsay Carson. So to start off, I'm going to ask, who do you think should take home the award for Best Actor?
Me?
You can go first.
Me? No, I'm kidding. Joaquin Phoenix is probably going to win. I would love for Adam Driver to win because, Adam Driver. But I think it's going to be Joaquin Phoenix.
That's the popular opinion. And Joker, I like Joker. And I think more than it deserves Best Picture, I believe it definitely deserves Best Actor just for what he put himself through in the role. It was very, he transformed himself into the Joker.
Yeah. yeah, he did a really good job of portraying the Joker. And I think because of that and like you said, what he put himself through, he definitely deserves an award.
Blake.
I would also have to agree with Joaquin Phoenix. I feel like there was just like not enough competition this year, essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of thin. I mean, there's Leonardo DiCaprio, who was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver, Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. The Two Popes, I haven't really heard of that one until the award season. But Dan.
I'm also going to say Joaquin Phoenix.
Man, we got
Yep. I love the Joker movie. He did a great job. Transformed into the Joker.
Knowing my luck is that the winner is always someone I've never heard of. So I'll be like, okay, it's the Joker. Then I'll wake up the next day. If I don't, I'll watch it. But I'll find out, yeah, it's the guy from The Two Popes. So, that's how that always goes.
That's how it goes.
That's true.
Best actress. If we got to look at best actor, best actress, who do you think?
I think it's going to be Saoirse Ronan.
Okay.
I saw her in Little Women, and she played Jo March so well. I just think I've seen her in other things, and she's such a great actress. But that movie was really good, and I think she was like the lead Little Woman. So and she did a really good job. So I think she definitely deserves an Oscar for that.
And the movie itself, was nominated for Best Picture. So I have to get around. That's another one I have to see. There's a good bit of movies. I've seen some of the Best Picture ones, but there's a good bit I still have to get around to see. Surprisingly, some of the nominations were surprising too, from movies I didn't see yet. Blake.
All right, I'd probably go with Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. When I watched that the first time, it was really good. I was like tearing up, yeah, I did tear up. But yeah, it was a really good movie. Yeah.
She's also up for Jojo Rabbit for Best Supporting Actress too. That's uncommon. Scarlett Johansson's up for Best Actress and Supporting Actress for two different movies. So that's interesting. I mean, she's an incredible actress. Did you like the movie too?
Yeah, I did.
How would you rank it with the Best Picture?
I wouldn't say it was the best, but I would say it's a pretty good movie. I have my best, but we'll save that for later.
All right, Dan.
I'm also going to say Scarlett Johansson in Endgame. Because
plot twist.
She's done a great job throughout the entire MCU, and she's coming back in her own Black Widow movie, and I'm really excited to see that.
And that trailer was shown during the Super Bowl too. So we were going to try a segment for that, but there weren't many trailers for the Super Bowl.
Unfortunately, no, there weren't.
And the Oscars are early this year. They're usually the end of February.
That is true.
And not the beginning. It's usually the end of February, early March.
Yeah.
Threw a curveball there. All right, the big one. Best Picture. What do you think?
I think it's going to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
All right, it's an interesting movie.
Yeah.
It's not your typical, what would you say, award-grabbing picture. Quentin Tarantino, every movie of his feels like his own, and you could tell he had fun making it. And the performances in it were great. I mean, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, it's a complete film, I could say that. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's mainly the reason why I think it's going to win, because it's Quentin Tarantino. So.
I would like it to be Joker, but I know it's not going to be Joker. So I think it's probably going to be Parasite, just because it's one of those first international movies to actually appear in the Oscars. Because
it's up also for Best International.
Yep. And Best Director.
Yeah, Best Director. Parasite's a thriller. Yeah. That was kind of a surprise nomination too. I mean, it's going to be, in my opinion, either that or 1917 is going to be up for Best Picture.
Yeah.
If it's more than likely going to be 1917, I think. But it'd be interesting to see that pull an upset. Dan.
I honestly do think it will be Joker. If either Joker or 1917, I really liked the Joker when I was watching it, and I think that it still does have a shot. I'm making it.
Joker is a good movie. I think it has a good shot. I mean,
it was widely loved when it first came out, but I think there's a lot of competition. There were a lot of really good movies released this year. There were a lot of high-hope movies that were also not so good when they actually came out.
Yeah.
But I do think Joker does have a pretty good shot.
Now, looking through the lists, are there any that you don't think should have been nominated for Best Picture? There were some that I was surprised of. Like, I'll read them off. We have 1917, Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, The Irishman, Little Woman, Jojo Rabbit, Marriage Story, and surprisingly, Ford versus Ferrari is on there, Dawn of Justice. So I found that one a little bit surprising. But are there any that you didn't think or didn't see or didn't think were kind of surprising that they made it?
Yeah, I agree with you on Ford versus Ferrari. I'm surprised to see that in Best Picture.
It looks, from the trailers, it looked just like a kind of like a mainstream. It was mainstream, but it didn't seem like something that would be nominated for Best Picture, which is, surprising.
I would say Jojo Rabbit. It seems more like a comedy type of movie, making fun of like Hitler and the Nazis and stuff like that. And that doesn't really seem
like a Best Picture.
Yeah.
I believe, I'm not positive, but I think the trailers misled it.
Okay.
Because on IMDb, it's drama and a comedy.
Okay.
But the trailers made it look like just a slapstick kind of comedy, from what I've seen of the trailers. So that's another one that's a little off and unusual, but you never know. It could be the next gem. Dan.
There weren't really that I had that really surprised me. Like, all of them were pretty good, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Joker has a lot of competition. But we'll just have to see what 2020 brings, because it could really all change.
Are there any movies that didn't get nominated that you think should have? Or any categories, any actors that you could think of that weren't nominated? Something you saw this year that could possibly have made the list? I see, Dan, you're over there, you're pondering.
I'm thinking.
Was Timothée Chalamet nominated?
I don't believe so.
Well, he should have been. I think he did a really good job in Little Women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a movie that I could think of that was probably the best movie of the year, in my opinion, was the movie The Lighthouse, directed by Robert Eggers, the guy who did the Witch movie. And it's filmed in black and white about two guys that go to a lighthouse by themselves, and it's a story basically about going insane. You could take it, all of us could watch it and have different views on what we think it's about. And more specifically, Willem Dafoe put on like an incredible performance, and a lot of people agree. If you go online, he was the biggest snub, I think, of this Oscar season, and I was surprised when I looked and saw that it only got nominated for, I think, cinematography. Other than that, Adam Sandler for Uncut Gems, I heard, didn't get nominated, and that's a little bit of surprise.
But that was probably like his best
Adam Sandler.
movie.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted to see that one too.
Yeah.
All right.
Mean, I thought you were gonna say Cats.
Cats. That's above our level, so
that's
I don't
true.
think we weren't ready for it.
Best musical of the year.
Best musical. I think it was the only musical too. So
musical
big
movie.
competition. Any bold statements?
No.
Come on, something. Well, I know something for sure. The Oscars will be on at 8:30, and we probably won't find out the Best Picture winner until close to midnight.
Yeah, man, that's past my bedtime.
All right. Well, that's all the time that we have today. On Sunday, we'll find out who won these categories. Until then, this is Film Forecasters. We'll see you next week or the week after, whenever.